What is up, Shazzy Gang? What is up, everybody? It's your boy Shazzy, and welcome back to another video, Shazzy Gang. Yeah, how is everybody doing? I'm doing all right. If you're new to this channel and you're clicking on me for the very first time, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn that post notification button so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Now, with that being said, let's get straight into today's content. Let's go, everybody. Oh my gosh, I already made a few mistakes. I haven't made a video in like almost a week. It's been 6 days, but you know, every time I make a video, especially nowadays, I always get so excited because I don't make videos as often anymore, but it's for good reason, because I want to make sure that every video I put out, that I actually enjoy the video, that's something that I'm passionate about, and also because it's senior year, I'm just way busier. Got a lot going on, so you guys obviously understand. But I'm so happy to be back. How are you guys doing? Let me know how you're doing. I hope you're all well, staying safe and healthy. Without taking up more of your time, let's get, straight into the content, all right? So as you can tell by the title of today's video, oh my gosh, why can't I speak? I'm gonna be doing a game review of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is a game that came out last year in November. And I've been playing this game for the past month. So I started playing it, well, I bought the game during the summer. But, I mean, although I did have my station with me, I didn't want to use it over the summer. I just wanted to take a break from playing video games. So then when I came back to school, like, towards the end of August, like late August, is when I started playing it. So, like, almost the end of August. And then I finished it, I would say, like, last week. So I played it. It took me about a month to finish the game, and honestly, like, I'm gonna just go right up and tell you that it's a straight 10, okay? Period, and that's on period.
That's on
period.
period.
I definitely give this game a 10 out of 10. For the experience that I had and just everything, it's perfect to me. I mean, of course, I do have my critiques about it, but just if we're looking at the game, from when you started to like the end of the story, that part, it's perfect. I give that a 10 out of 10. But then if I start to review the game as like, okay, what does it offer after you finish the story mode and just other little things, that's when I would probably reduce it to like a 9 out of 10. And pretty much what I'm going to do in this video is give you a rundown of what the story in this game is about, and what I liked about the game, what I disliked about it, where they could have improved. Pretty simple. So let's start off by, what is this game about? You know what I mean? So for some of you are probably watching this, some of you are probably not Star Wars fans at all, or just aren't familiar with, the canon, the story of Star Wars, or a bunch of details. I wasn't either. I only started like getting into Star Wars like in 2015 when Force Awakens came out. I even did a video rating the Star Wars movies because it was only like earlier this year, where I finally watched all of the Star Wars movies, so which I enjoyed. Some not as good as others, but overall, I really do love Star Wars. I wouldn't call myself like, a person who's really into Star Wars, like a super fan or anything, but I can call myself a fan. I can call myself like a casual fan who admires it, and yeah. Okay, so pretty much in this game, you play as this guy called Cal Kestis, and he's played and voiced by Cameron Monaghan, who some of you may know from the show Shameless. He plays Ian, the gay son, and he's really cool. I love him in Shameless. So when I saw that, when I saw the trailer for this game last year and realized like it was his face, and they modeled it using, I don't know what it's called when you like, what is it called? I know the name, but I've already forgot it. But whatever, like, interface type technology that they use, motion sensing or motion picture, whatever, that they use to like model a person's actual face into a game, like a video, whatever. I thought that was really awesome. So how he looks in real life is actually how he looks in the game too. Of course, I guess with some minor tweaks, but overall it looks exactly the same. So Cal Kestis is a Jedi Padawan. Well, it used to be a Padawan. So a Padawan is, so within the Jedi Order are like the good guys of. I know some of you are probably watching this are Star Wars like proper fans. You know absolutely everything, so you're probably annoyed by me explaining this. But I just want to like give a brief explanation for those who may not be familiar. So when he was around, I would say 12 to 14 years old, Cal was a Padawan training to be a Jedi, right? And then what had happened was is that there was Order 66 that happened, which was basically an order set by Lord Sidious at the time was his name, but who became Emperor Palpatine. And this was an order that he put forward so that the clones, the now stormtroopers, kill all of the Jedi, all of the Padawans, kill every single person that is a Jedi or Jedi related, so that they obliterate the entire Jedi Order, because they believe that the Jedi Order were basically traitors. It's not even that they were traitors, it's that, you know, they're the bad guys, and they wanted to make sure that the powerful, you know, all these good guys were gone, so that the Empire can succeed without anyone interrupting it. And so this game is set between episodes 3 and 4. So the Order 66 happens at the end of Revenge of the Sith, so in episode 3, right? And then when that happens, Cal and his master, who trained him, the Jedi Master Jar Tapal, he is unfortunately killed, but they managed to escape in this pod. And actually, when you open up the game, you see this like broken ship, and you see this like little pods coming through, but it's like I never really noticed or paid attention to that. But then when you play the game, when you look closer, you realize, oh my gosh, that's their pod that they escaped through, and that's the ship they just came from that like got destroyed. So they managed to escape, but unfortunately his master was killed because he got shot multiple times by the stormtroopers. But Cal did manage to survive. So they went to this place called Braca, which is like the shipyard for the Empire. And so for the next 5 years or so, he basically works as a mechanic under this guy called Prof, and he like builds and fixes stuff for the Empire. And pretty much like he's been living, you know, anonymously. No, you know, obviously everyone knows his name is Cal, but they don't know nothing about his past because, you know, now with the purge that has happened and with the Empire still hunting Jedi and Jedi Padawans and stuff, he can't afford to reveal his identity or else to get instantly killed, right? And so in this game, he comes across these two individuals one day called Seer, Janda, and Grease. How that happened was basically there's this woman called the Second Sister, and she comes over and pretty much she like finds out apparently someone ratted on Cal and said that he's a Jedi, and pretty much she tells all of these people like, if you don't tell me who the person is, if you don't give them up right now, I will kill all of you. And they genuinely don't know because Cal has done a really good job of like hiding his identity. And so he then pulls out his lightsaber, you know, when Prof gets killed, and that's where the whole story, that's when you really get into it. So pretty much throughout the game, through Seer and Grease, who, you know, saved his life from being killed by the Second Sister, who's like an Inquisitor, basically like she's a Sith, you know, person, evil. Throughout the game, they go to multiple planets. You go to multiple planets, and pretty much what you're trying to do is, through the guidance of this person known as Eno Cordova, who left behind these recordings for hopefully one day a Jedi to find, and the help of BD-12, which is like this little droid robot that you have, so cute. You pretty much go to these different planets to try and find clues of where to find this thing called a holocron. So a holocron is basically a device that holds information that has been recorded on like a hologram. So it's called a holocron because it holds a hologram in it. So only Force users can open a holocron, right? Especially like Jedi. So Cal has this really cool special ability that he has that most Jedi actually don't have, which is called psychometry, and it's basically where it's this really cool thing where you can like hold an object and you can tell the history of the object just by touching it and using the force, because he senses this thing called like an echo. So if, let's say, I mean, y'all see my bedroom right now, right? If, let's say, I were to empty this entire bedroom and I left that emoji pillow that you can see in the background over there, if a stranger were to, if Cal were to come and he just touched the pillow, but this room was empty, doesn't know anyone, he could tell that I used to live in this room, that I touched, that pillow was mine, all of that stuff. So it's like a really cool thing. So pretty much, long story short, throughout this game, he finally does find the holocron, and he finds it on Dathomir. He finds it on Dathomir in like this thing called like an aestrum, and he's helped by the witch. I forgot her name. What's her name again? Her name is the Night Sister. The Night Sister. Her name is we'll just call her the Night Sister. So he gets help with the Night Sister, gets the holocron. Unfortunately, when he does get it, the Night Sister like ambushes him and gets it from him, and he has to like go after her. Then they go to like this other planet or place where the like Empire fortress is, and where they turn Jedi into Inquisitors, because, you know, when you play the game you realize the second sister is actually Seer's old Padawan who was turned into an Inquisitor. He fights her, defeats her, he gets the holocron. She is then killed by Darth Vader, who appears. Darth Vader almost kills Cal, but he manages to escape, and through the help of Seer, they both manage and they get out and the game ends, right? So yeah, so that's pretty much the story of it. And the way the story ends is it leaves you on a cliffhanger, because Cal ends up destroying the holocron because he realizes that if he finds all of the Force-sensitive children that are in the holocron, the Empire are only going to hunt them down, and the Empire are very good at hunting down people that they want, or getting the information they need to find a person, or they have connections. So either way, all those children are going to be in danger. And Cal saw this through like the echo in the Force, or there's a sort of weird thing that he goes through whereby if he touches an object and he's about to go into like a tomb area or thing, like the game transports you into like this weird sort of spiritual place that the Force brings you in. It's like a meditative state. And he saw visions, and he saw
gather round,
images
everyone.
of like what would happen
Master
if
Kestis,
he found the children.
do you think the Empire will find us?
Start training them, and then they're found by the Empire, and then they were killed, trapped, all of that stuff. So you realize the actual best way to protect these children, to ensure the safety of the Jedi Order, is to destroy the holocron. So he destroys it, so now nobody knows what the Force-sensitive children are, and that's how it is. But then we don't know what happens afterwards. But I can tell you that from rumors and leaks I saw online, there is going to be a sequel, which is awesome, because this game did so well anyway, sold millions of copies, you know, got really good reviews, like so 9 out of 10s, 4.5 out of 5s. So there's no way that they're not going to not going to make a sequel, which from what I saw in the leaks is going to come out in 2022, so about 2 years from now. So I'm super excited. I don't really know what to expect, but I do have an idea of like what I want to see. In terms of the actual gameplay, for those that are curious, it's a third-person game. I loved the combat you have in this game, how you can either use the single lightsaber, you can use the double lightsaber, you can choose the color, you can choose the material. The fighting styles are incredible. The way you can use force pull, force push, I love those options. I love how the game feels very much like an adventure, and all of these different creatures, some of which are really creepy, but it really made the game that more authentic and just fun, because that's a true Star Wars adventure. It's going to a different planet, trying to find out information about things, but along the way almost getting eaten or killed by a bunch of shit, whether it's stormtroopers or weird creatures, and you're on this planet and you don't know the terrain. It was super fun, especially like going on Kashyyyk. I think Kashyyyk was like a super fun planet to be on. Just seeing the Wookiees, just climbing on top of like the Empire, like, robot thingies that move in the water, the giant things, and that was like super fun. I also loved one feature of the game that I think probably people didn't like really notice or think about, but that I think made this game so good, was the fact that you're able to change the difficulty at any time and not have consequences for it. So you can still like win all the rewards or like things that you want, which I thought was really awesome, because there are some enemies and bosses in this game that even like at the lowest difficulty is still hard to kill. Like I had the toughest time, fighting Malicos. Malicos was the hardest person to fight for me in this game. I lost twice or three times fighting him, because most of this game I played it on the Jedi Master difficulty, and then I would switch it to Jedi Knight or story mode if I found like a part that I kept repeating or it was too hard. With Malicos, I knew immediately I was not going to beat him on Jedi Master. Jedi Knight, I tried. I got him down to like half blood or so, and he still whooped my ass. Then I had to go in story mode, and then I finally beat him. He almost killed me, but I managed to come through and like I slayed his ass. So I was like, done. So that's good. Overall, I really enjoyed like the customizations in this game. Pretty neat, like the different cloaks. Just everything was really cool. I loved how different the planets were. I loved how this game teaches you a lot about how the Force is used and what it means. And it's great. I always love stories where you have an underdog who is basically a nobody and becomes a big somebody. You don't go into the story with a character that is well known or already has built up to be great. It's like, no, it's like you build it up. I mean, of course, he was trained in the Force, that's why he was able to come back, but you know what I mean. Star Wars, you have people like, Anakin, who becomes Darth Vader. He was a nobody. He did drag pod races. You have people like Luke Skywalker, the son of, Anakin, but he also sort of became a nobody. He lived on this farm, like the middle of a desert on Jakku or whatever. So it's like, yeah, just really cool stories like that. And so in terms of the sequel, what I want to see is I would love to see a story where Cal faces off with Seer, and I would love to see her turn over to the dark side and maybe betray him, whereby he has to fight her and possibly have to kill her or something like that. I love Seer though, but that would be really interesting to see. But I kind of have a feeling they won't do that. But it would be cool if something like that happened, because she's shown that she can easily tap into the dark side. I mean, she did that so she could escape the first time. So it'd be really interesting if they came, if they butted heads and it got to the point where they had to fight each other. I would love to see the game also, bring in new different planets with more aliens on them or more sentient beings that you could talk to, and just missions that are different now, whereby of course there's an existential crisis, but it's like just more fun or more interesting. And the most important thing that I do want them to put is, when you finish the game, I want them to put a mode which is just like a fun like campaign type of thing, where you can like be in like the arena on Zepho, for example, or whatever, where you're fighting all these different creatures in like one go, whatever. I would love it if they put something like that. And also multiplayer, like, come on, I would love some shit like that. But yeah, I hope someone from EA watches this video. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think of this game. Let me know what you think of Star Wars in general and what you think of this video. I love you guys so much. Stay tuned for the very next video, which will be pretty interesting. Some good advice. And I'll see you guys next time. Love you guys so much. I am clear. Bye.